you for watching Ben Television. The program is You Decide. My name is Segun Johnson. It's going to be great today. We have so many things lined up for you to get information, to get analysis, and then to be able to form your own opinion. At least you will know that you have a quality opinion because you have been given quality information. I'm so glad you're watching. Chike, good morning, Dr. Chike from Nigeria.
Good morning, family.
Yeah.
Good morning, family, and Merry Christmas in advance to everybody. It is good and great to be alive. Yes, I miss you guys. I took a hiatus from TV for a while, trying to put and start some new things in Nigeria, particularly advocacy for persons with disabilities. It's good to be here. Good morning, all.
Yeah, we're going to discuss a lot about you, Dr. Chike. Somebody said you have been fighting with the big boys. We're going to ask you some questions. You don't mind, do you?
You know, I've been an activist all my life from 1989. So I have, I think, 31 years experience in activism. So whatever it is, we're there. You know, we don't give up. we don't chicken away from a fight.
No. Well, we wish all our viewers Merry Christmas. Okay, you are still with me, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, what is the level of infection right now in Nigeria? Is it one that should alarm us for 2021? Or you think Nigeria is coping? We know that not many deaths have been experienced in Nigeria like in developed or so-called developed countries. But in Nigeria, many parts of Africa, people have not died like they expected. Now, do you think there is a curve or there is a second increase in Nigeria?
Yes, there's a second wave hitting Nigeria as it is now. Recently, we had the highest number of infections for one day in the thousands. It was over 1,000, which was the highest since the beginning of this crisis. And sadly, the people of Nigeria, I don't know whether it's our culture or the way we do, I really can't place a finger on it. They don't seem to take this COVID thing as seriously as it is. God save us, but you see, God is in heaven. We have to do the work. The government is doing its best, but the people are not. A lot of African Nigerians don't even believe the COVID thing exists. And if it does, it only exists amongst the elites, people who travel and all that, who travel out of the country and all that. But nonetheless, the response of the people is not something to give kudos to, because the people are not wearing masks, they are not taking precautions, hand washing and all that is not even, But the medical side. Hospitals, before they admit you into hospital, you must do a COVID test, which is a good thing. And testing has improved in Nigeria. So we're arresting the COVID thing more in Nigeria. There are more testing outlets now in Nigeria. So we are able to track numbers. But above everything, the lower cadre of the lower rung of life in Nigeria don't seem to believe that COVID exists. And we're seeing a rise in the numbers.
Oh my God.
So, the government, as a matter of fact, government has had to shut down government activities for 5 weeks just to be able to contain. So no serious government work is going to go on for the next 5 weeks.
Okay, let me start this interview like this with you. Let us meet Dr. Chike Okogwe. Let's first of all know you just in 2 minutes. Let's know who you are, and then I will go to the time that you've gone viral in the last 48 hours. Just in case you don't know it, everybody has known you now. You've gone viral. But before we go into that virality, let's start with, who is Dr. Chike Okogwe?
Dr. Chike was born about 50 years ago here in Nigeria. And through hard work, tenacity, and streetwise intelligence, I found myself around places like the CNN, in the media, around the media. You can say that I have experience in the media, NTA, AIT, channels, BDBN, name them. So I've been around everywhere trying to build this Nigerian dream and believing so much in Nigeria. December 15th, 2006, on my way to the Abuja airport, I survived a car crash that left me with spinal cord injuries. And for the past 14 years, I have since become more of an advocate for the betterment of the lives of persons with disabilities. I'm an international citizen, but I have chosen to live out my retirement life from this my 50s in Nigeria, just for the purpose of bringing a better life to persons living with disabilities. You can attest to it that when I come over there and when I go around, I live a first-class life, but I have chosen to be a voice for the voiceless persons with disabilities. So, and in activism, sometimes they misconstrue us, but it takes wearing the shoes and pains of the person to really understand how it feels to live in a country like Nigeria, where the lives of persons with disabilities is a living hell. Thankfully, this President Muhammadu Buhari, God bless him, signed into law the Nigerian Disabilities Prohibition Act, which enshrines and gives, promotes the rights of persons with disabilities. There's a 3-year grace period for people to understand the law and get in tune with it. 2 years is going to be gone by 2021, January 19th. But notwithstanding, we have been pleading and begging for understanding. But sometimes these guys push you to the wall. It is hard enough to live with a disability, and harder more to live in Nigeria. So in a nutshell, Dr. Chike is a core Nigerian. I love being Nigerian, and you can't take the Nigerianness out of me.
Yeah, thank you very much. I've met you personally, and we had a wonderful time here in London. But somehow you have found yourself entangled with Dana Airline. We have the video clip. I hope studio can bring it on right now before we go on to the challenges of you and Dana Airline. Studio. Dr. Chike,
yes,
what happened? What happened? What happened?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. No, we can't hear you again.
Okay. Now,
we can hear you now. Yes.
When a system is broken, for those of us who practice yoga, there's what you call a Zen slap. A Zen slap is when you are trying to focus and, maintain focus and attention in your yoga practice. The master looks at you that you're, and then he uses his stick to slap you to. So what you saw in that video was a Zen slap. The system needed to be slapped into reality. And what happened? First and foremost, nobody buys a ticket, a flight ticket, to go to the airport to cause mayhem. No Nigerian, I can tell you, nobody does that. But you get to the airport, the airlines, particularly Dana Air this season, they have been unruly. I would not like to speak alone. I wish Dana Air came on air so you could hear from them. But nonetheless, they have, in their usual manner, cowards, well, I'm sorry I'm using such strong words, but they have chickened out from this fight. We're here. I got to the airport. First, I went online to get my tickets to Lagos. And their terms and conditions says that if you're a person with a disability, a wheelchair passenger, you cannot travel alone. So you have to be accompanied by someone. So I got 2 tickets. If you go online, you will see my check-in online with the 2 names. You know, Chukwudi Ahakwo was with me. And I got 2 business class tickets. I usually fly business class in Nigeria, not for the purpose of being an elite or because I can afford showing off. No, it is horrendous boarding persons with disabilities into aircrafts. So traveling through the aisle, the narrow aisle, for the guys who are lifting you like a sack. There are videos of me being lifted in and out of aircrafts. And you know, it's quite tasking for them. So I make sure that I save up enough to buy business class tickets. So as soon as I get into the aircraft, just by the, as soon as we get in, I try to get the first seat there, which is business class. Nobody gives me a rebate for that. But nonetheless, that's the price we have to pay. So I got 2 business class tickets at exorbitant cost because this is high season, Christmas time. Not a problem. I got to the airport, approached the check-in counter, got my boarding passes for the 2 of us, for myself and the other, my colleague who was going to accompany me on this trip. And then the next thing, the lady came and she had even pulled out the tag to tag my bags. And my colleague took my bag to go wait. And then she came back and said, "I'm sorry, sir, you cannot fly." I said, "Why?" She said, "It's a night flight. And by their laws or policies, I cannot fly. They cannot take me on a night flight." I said, "Why? Where did you put that up? If you had put..." Moreover, I did not book a night flight. My flight was for 7:20 p.m. And there were 2 other flights after that time. Maybe 1 or 2 were whatever, but I knew 7:20 was not the last flight. And this was a good time for me to travel anyway. So if they that Sunday morning, they changed my flight to a night flight. So I said to the lady politely, "Madam, you changed my flight to a night flight. I didn't opt for this. I bought 2 business class tickets just to make life easy. If that is the case, if you can board me, can I approach the young men here who usually would lift me like a sack into the aircraft?" And I approached those guys. They agreed. They said, "Oh, for you, sir, we will do it. We do it before now, so it's not a problem." And we went on and on. I kept pleading with these guys. I was pleading. I was almost going to be in tears because, as you can see, I'm lying face down. I have a pressure ulcer on my buttocks because of sitting down and doing this advocacy work for a long time. And I had a doctor's appointment, with Dr. Mrs. Lillian Osofia, the proprietress of the Jiximo herbal product. You try everything to take care of your health. And she was going to start me up on herbal medication because her product is a product that is known to have cured breast cancers and a lot of other things. So we wanted to give it a try. And she said the only time she can see me was on Monday because on Tuesday, yesterday, she had a busy engagement and she was closing work on that Tuesday. But she will assess me and place me on a treatment, and then I can go to her hospice and continue with my treatment for at least a couple of weeks. So when Dana said they will not fly me, you can imagine my emotions. And now this is the worst part of it. I'm sure I wish you told me, I would have sent you. The duty manager was overwhelmed she was drowned in voices of complaints. Other passengers were already agitated and infuriated because Dana had refused to also board them for their own reasons. Mine was a peculiar case. I had my boarding pass. So I approached this lady and I said, "Madam, what you're doing to me is not fair. Why are you not boarding me?" She said it's their policy. They cannot board me. It's a night flight. I said, "I did not opt for a night flight. You did. You put me on a night flight. And if you have to do so what are my options?" She said, "Well, I can come back the next day Monday at 7 p.m. and then they can fly me. I said, at whose cost? Are you going to put me in a hotel? I would have missed my appointment. What is going on? I said, that is not an option for me. I won't take that option. What other options do you have? In a very insulting and nonchalant manner, no customer service, in a, what we call I did a doctorate in business administration, and in business, in customer management, we call it criminal service. Is the least of the worst of it. Not even basic. It's worse than basic service. You know what she said to me? We will give you a refund. And I'm like,
just like that.
A refund? Just like that? And then at this time, even Jesus Christ, at this point, the racketeering was going on at the airport, mind you. Those seats that were being denied, touts, I tell you, touts were selling those seats. So the airline would deny you your seat and boarding pass, and then sell your seat for as high as 140,000 naira. Ask passengers, they are there. People were racketeering and buying tickets at black market rates. So I said, oh, are you denying me 2 business class seats so you can sell them at 140,000 each? I went berserk. Even Jesus Christ, when he saw corruption going on in the temple, he lost his cool. So if Jesus Christ could destroy the temple of corruption and ineptitude and incompetence, I have no regrets doing so. And I told Dana so. And after that video you saw, I was arrested.
Viewers, you have listened to Dr. Chike, and we're going to give you opportunity to call in or email me, nigeriansdecide@yahoo.com. You have watched the video, you have heard him live. This is a live program. You've heard him live. You want to make your reactions known, nigeriansdecide@yahoo.com. We're going on a short break. When we return, my colleagues and I, we query Dr. Chike Okogu. How come him and Dana, they are in these loggerheads? By the way, know it very well that Dana Airline, who had written us, we got their letter this morning to reply, Dr. Chike. All of these and your queries and questions will be coming immediately after this short break. Don't go away.
Ben TV, your ethnic and Africa-led television, welcomes your input, contribution and support to facilitate our continuous program production, campaign for projects and other media-related services. We have been here for closer to 2 decades.
Ben Television broadcasts on B-Sky-B Channel 195 in the United Kingdom and online at www.bentelevision.com. Thank you for your patronage, support, and placement on advertorial to promote your business and empower the community. Together, we can bridge the gaps always. Festive greetings and Happy New Year. All your events management, weddings, promotional material, call us here at Tamara Events.
Thanks for watching Ben Television. The program is You Decide. We have listened to Dr. Chike Okogu, how Dana Airline treated him. We're going to listen to you in a second. Call in or email me, nigeriansdecide@yahoo.com, and then we will take on, we will ask him to answer all your questions. But before I open the floor to my colleagues and the rest of the world, we have approached Dana Airline and we have asked them to even come over and discuss at this live show. But they sent us this reply, and I believe that you need to hear this reply before you start firing your questions at Dr. Chike. This is from Dana Airline. First, Dr. Chike brought the court case himself. My CEO, who is strongly against discrimination, advised that we get an apology from him to us, the staff that was physically assaulted and FAAN, because their properties were also affected, but he refused. So the court case isn't our idea. Dr. Chike has my phone number, and I would have expected him to engage us that destroy properties at the airport. We have a policy, and if that policy isn't favorable, he will expect a constructive engagement than violence. We are among the few airlines accepting to carry PWDs, so how did we go wrong? For the flights, first I want to tender an unreserved apology to our guests for the service failure. We had issues with 2 of our aircraft and immediately grounded them in line with our high safety standards and global best practices. But that affected our schedule seriously. But we acknowledge the frustrations of our guests, and we are deeply sorry. We have taken delivery of one of the aircraft from maintenance, and we're expecting another this week. We are doing everything possible to get back to our renowned on-time performance. In the case of delays, we had our offered portal and refunds and even offered free tickets as compensation. We're sorry about it because we know it's not a good time, having increased our flights to ensure our guests are not left stranded. But we did what we did in the interest of safety, and we intend to keep our standards irrespective of the circumstances. Full stop. That's from the Dana Airline this morning. Before I allow my colleagues to ask Dr. Chike some questions, Dr. Chike, you are hearing it for the first time. I have not made this known to you privately. Now that you have had it, what is your immediate reaction?
First and foremost, throughout the course of this issue, before we got to court yesterday, there was no time anybody mentioned an apology or that their staff was attacked or wounded. The videos are there live. You can see no personnel of Dana, not one, was hurt in anything. Not one. So that is a lie. The police officers are still alive. They are there. At no point. As a matter of fact, when I got to the police station yesterday morning, I said to them that I was offering to give them to pay for the damages, okay? And I said, give me the worth of the computers. They said it was 342,000 naira. I offered to pay. I said, well, you guys are owing me my tickets already, which is a high premium ticket. Deduct my cost of my ticket. Whatever balance, I will pay. And Dana insisted that they were going to take me to court. It's a matter in court, so I don't want to be prejudicial about it. But shamefully in court yesterday, Dana did not say anything about anything. There was no mention about discrimination of persons with disabilities. That is cowardice, if you ask me.
Who went to court first?
It was Dana that took me to court yesterday. They insisted.
They said they didn't take you to court.
Well, that's a lie. That's a lie. I have the first information report from the police, which was part of the charges read at me. There was no mention of fine. And this is the time. Let me also say this. I give kudos to the fine officials. They were very professional. They were not siding anybody. They saw what happened. They were not happy with the Dana Airline staff for the way they were creating mayhem at the airport. And they were on alert because it was only on the Dana counter at that airport on Sunday night and every other time that people were fighting. So before my own incidents, people had already started fighting the Dana staff. And this kept the fan and aviation security officials on alert. As a matter of fact, when they came to whisk me away from there, they had come with soldiers, and then one of them politely whispered to me and said, "Sir, the tension is so much here, and we wouldn't want it to escalate. Can you quietly come to a quiet corner where we can talk and, find solutions to these things?" And then I went, and he said he wanted to take a statement from me. I said, "Fine, I'll write." And that was how I quietly moved away from the scene of the issue. FAN was very professional. I am proud of FAN. The Nigerian police also, I am proud of them. Everybody knew the truth, okay? So they treated me with a lot of respect, honestly speaking. But Dana insisted that they were going to take me to court. Maybe they wanted to catch clout, as we say it in Nigeria. They have caught the clout. But it's a shame that Dana would do what they did. This is not the first time it's happening to a person with disability. Just a quick one, sir. I am presently compiling cases of persons with disabilities who have been infringed upon by Dana. As I speak to you, I have 11 cases. And more are coming. And I'll send them to you. And I want Dana to deny them.
Are you prepared to answer questions from our viewers?
Yes, that's why I'm here, sir. That's why I'm here, sir.
Let me start with my colleagues here. Godson. Mazi Godson, you have listened to Dr. Chike, and you have listened to the reply from Dana. They could not make it, but I can always read any portion of their letter to you at any given time. What is your immediate reaction, either to Dr. Chike or to Dana or to the Nigerian airline?